Let's take a look at some sample problems for section 3.2 on truth tables and equivalent statements. If you're working from the online textbook, you'll need to print pages 99 and 100. And we'll begin on page 99 with number 2. It says, use the concepts introduced in this section to answer exercises 1 through 6. Number 2 says, if Q is true, what must be the truth value of the statement Q or Q and not P? So we're saying this one's true. Okay, so no matter what the truth value is here, true or true is true. If that were false, true or false is also true. So regardless, we're going to get a true statement. All right, let's go down to number 4. Number 4 says, if the statement P or Q is false and P is false, then Q must be, for an or statement to be false, both parts must be false. So it must be false. All right. Excuse me. In our next group, P represents a true statement. P represents a false statement, and Q is the one that represents the true statement. So in number 8, we have not Q would be not true, which is false. All right, number 10, we're still using these truth values. So P and Q, what I do is just substitute in the truth values. False and true would be false. Okay, and let's go down to 16. Not P or not Q. So the negation of not false or not true. So we start inside the parentheses just like we would in algebra. Not false would be true. Not true would be false. So true or false is true. Not true would be false for number 16. And let's do one last one, the longest one. The negation of, okay, not P and not Q or not Q. Now we were given P is false and Q is true, so not false and not true. So all I'm doing is just substituting the truth values in. Now I'm going to start inside the parentheses. Not false would be true. Not true would be false. Not true again would be false. All right, I want to simplify what's in the parentheses. True and false would be false. False or false is false, so we have not false, which would give us a true. Okay, let's go down to 22. We're doing more of the same, except now we have a P, a Q, and an R. So P is true, Q is false, R is false. Okay, so let's look at 22. We'll do a couple of these. Q or not P, not R. Oops, got ahead of myself. R and P. So Q is false or not false and true. All right, so not false here is true. So false or true and true. False or true is true. So we end up with a true. Let's do one of the longer ones. Let's try number 28. negation of R or not Q and not P. Alright, R is false, Q is false, and P is true. Alright, so inside the parentheses, we're going to have true and false. True and false is false. False or false is false, so not false would give us a true. Okay. In our next group, we have P represents 16 is less than 8. Here's the way I do these. 16 is less than 8 is false. Q represents the statement 5 is not greater than 4, so Q is also false. And R represents the statement 17 is less than or equal to 17. That one is true. So I kind of just translate those into their truth values, and then I work these just like I did the others. So let's just do 138. The negation of P or not Q or not R. So not false or not false or not true. So inside the parentheses, false or not false would be true. Not false here would also change truth value to false. False or true would be true. And not true would be a false or a false, which would give us a false statement. All right, the next one we're figuring out the number of rows. And remember, it's 2 to the n, where we have n representing the number of simple statements. So basically the number of distinct letters. So let's look at 40. In 40 we have P and R and not S. So we have 3 letters. That means 2 to the third, 3 simple statements. We'd have 8 rows in the table. In 42, I'm just going to list what we have. We have a P, we have a Q, we have an R, we have an S, and we have a T. And P is already listed, so that's 5. That table would need 32 rows. And one last one. And again, I'm just going to list the letters as I come to them. P, Q, R, S, M, N, U, V. So that's to the 8th, 8 different letters. So 256 rows for that one. Wow. I wouldn't want to do that